For those of you guys that want to check out something funny, there's this kid in the States, I believe he's in the States anyway, but he's got this YouTube channel called Yuzoogle Productions. I'll put a link down below and I'll put a card up here. And if you check him out or whatever, he makes these like spoof type videos of real cheesy type special effects and stuff. And he did this one movie called Epic Movie. And it's based on the fact he wanted to make a movie with the worst special effects of all time. And he played all the different characters and stuff. And some of the stuff he did in it was pretty funny. So yeah, check it out and let him know what you think or subscribe or whatever, because the guy puts up some pretty funny content once in a while. I'm gonna see if I can actually get my butt in some of his videos one of these days. So yeah, just go check him out if you want. Cosmic Shakti, baby! To purchase t-shirts and merchandise with my art on it, just click on the eye on the top right hand side of the screen and it will take you right to my shop. Well, another day in the hood. Here I am at Champion Athletic Club. Let's get this workout done. It's leg day. I hope I get it done soon. Well, it's that time again to work out again with the khaki bodybuilder. Not the cocky bodybuilder, but the khaki. The one who wears khakis when he trains. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You know, you really tune into this channel not to see if I train properly or if I'm going to teach you anything, but it's more about, am I going to split my pants this workout? Because every squat workout, it's really up in the air. I really don't know which pair of pants is going to last, but so far these Denver Hayes pants have been able to last. I guess it's the cotton sort of thing, and maybe it's because my muscles aren't too big yet. But we will see. We will see what happens as I load the weight on the bar. You never know what's going to happen. Anyway, I'm squatting today, if that's what you want to call it, because some of you don't think it's a squat. But anyway, I'm doing low bar squats. So I'm going to show you what a high bar squat looks like at some point. You know, this is about, you know, a few more clips down the line here. But I'll show you what a high bar squat looks like and why I low bar squat most of the time. But I have been experimenting with high bars again. You know, so I go back and forth. I'm really not set on one way of doing things. The low bar squat is how I established muscle mass, even though it looks like I don't go all the way down, all that kind of stuff. But there is extreme tension on the hamstring, which is probably why I had such great developed hamstrings during my bodybuilding career, was because I was doing the low bar squat as the main part of my process. Now that said, you can see that my stance is kind of narrow. It's not wide, like some people have suggested. Jason, you know, if you want to go down lower, just widen your stance. You know, I've been there and done that. I did that when I was 18, 19 years old, 20 years old. I had a wide stance so I could go down lower. And that's great if you want to go down lower, but I don't give a crap about going down lower. I really don't. What I care about is leg development. And lower doesn't necessarily mean more leg development. It means you get lower, you know? So it's a matter of, you know, what feels right for you, you know? And sometimes when you start widening up your stance, if you do have some sort of imbalances, sometimes you'll find that you'll start favoring one leg more than the other. And, you know, this can happen with narrow stances and stuff too. So again, it's on the individual basis. You have to really kind of find what works for you and what is giving you more leg development. And this is when my legs really took off, was when I started adapting this type of technique. You know, a medium stance, 90-degree squat, and sometimes, you know, not even a 90-degree squat, but constant tension. And that seemed to really blow my legs up. And I'm sorry, it just doesn't go with what's being taught out there right now. I know, but the thing is, this is what works. So I'm here to share what worked for me. I'm not here to tell you have to do it. I don't care what you do, but this is what worked for me. So take it or leave it, you know. So today I'd actually also like to talk to you a little bit about why my, my range of motion starts to get shallower as we go. My butt, if it had a superpower, it would be soreness. I did lunges the day before, and man, it's just killing me. So bear that in mind. So anyway, I'm going to show you here high bar squats, and you can see how low down I can get, okay? Because the knees come down. It totally changes the range of motion, changes the way the squat looks, you see? When you're high bar, it totally changes how much you bend over, you're more upright, and it becomes more bodybuilder squat. Now, the reason why I don't stick to high bars a lot of times is because I do have a sensitive knee, and I think that has to do with my martial arts background, plus a flat foot that I have, you know? And this basically affected my training over the years, where I really had to adjust it based on a bad knee, okay? So that's another reason why I had to squat a certain way and really keep the weight more over the hips instead of the knees themselves, okay? So yeah, that said, I'm going to be experimenting in some future workouts with high bar squats again, you know, although I've done a 2-year round of high bar squats and stayed away from low bars and then went back to low bars. So, you know, I know I change my mind all the time. So ultimately, I'll be showing you both varieties, and therefore you will see that there's really no one way. There is just a bunch of different ways to hit the muscles from different angles, and that's what bodybuilding is all about. Is about hitting different angles and trying to follow up with the weak links, and to strengthen up your weak links, but not to overpower yourself through pain and injury. Okay, so for today, my butt got a little sore. Okay, it was sore already, tight, and that's why I did a lot of warm-up sets. Some of them I didn't even put on in this video. And then as I went on, I started to have to favor the left knee a little bit because the tightness from the butt started to transfer down the quad, and then started to pull on the knee kind of funny. So I started to shallow up my squat a little bit. Okay, so that's why my squat got a little bit shallower, and that's why, this last couple sets, I decided to continue the workout, but not to go down as deep, if that's the right word, or as low. I just wanted to get the muscle tension in there, but I wanted to also take care of the knee, and going down lower actually was starting to hurt the knee a little bit. So this is just, a way I can continue the workout, but without actually having knee injuries or anything like that. This is really about following what feels right for you, not following what people would say is stupid or what's right or that kind of thing. So you really kind of have to be your own man in order to actually really listen to the body. If you start listening to a bunch of people and start feeling insecure about yourself and stuff, you're going to be in for a disaster, because I've seen a lot of guys just torture themselves because they're trying to be what everybody else wants them to be, and then their body just starts to suffer because of it. So, in that tradition, here I am, I'm doing some shoulders now, some lateral raises, and, my right arm, okay, I'm in the mirror right now, so the one that looks like my left arm, it's actually my right arm. It's kind of messing up my mind right now. But anyway, that one doesn't come up as far because there's a slap tear in the labrum. So basically my shoulder pops up, and that's the shoulder that pops out of place. So that's why I don't have them even there. But, the goal is to try to bring them as even as possible and eventually get them to that point. But ultimately, it's kind of like we're nothing more than puppets, right? Once you cut one of the strings, then the joint changes the way it moves and the angle and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of the part of the trade, you know what I mean? It's just a part of the game. Once you're playing the game and you get an injury, then some injuries you just don't come back from the same way. And yeah, you look like a mess when you train, but hey, you can still train through it anyway. Who cares what you look like? So as you notice, I'm wearing a Friends in the Forest t-shirt. I mean, you might wonder what that's all about, but as you notice, I have a dinosaur on the top left-hand side of the screen there. There's a dinosaur inside the tree. I like dinosaurs. That's just a random moment for me. I like dinosaurs. Yeah, just take a moment just to enjoy the dinosaur. Yeah, I like that. Oh, good. Okay. So anyway, here's the rear delt type workout. This is a external rotation. It works the infraspinatus, and my shoulder has been doing really good. But the thing is, this movement still doesn't feel unbelievably great yet. I mean, there's still a little bit of soreness and stuff, so I know that there's some trigger points and some muscle knots and some strength imbalances that need to be taken care of with my left shoulder at this time. So I'm really trying to focus on this. And funny thing is, years ago when I was doing a lot of rear delt work, I found that rear delt work and external rotation work was really the key to building those boulder type shoulders. It wasn't in more pressing, it wasn't in more laterals, it was more in external rotation. I found and rear delt work. A lot of people really underestimate how effective that type of work is when you're training. So anyway, yeah, if you want to get big shoulders, you want to get those boulder shoulders that everybody says is impossible for a natty to have, these idiots on the internet that basically are just butthurt because they're small and they haven't made gains, and then they look at somebody that looks better than them and they're like, oh, that's impossible, nobody can attain that because I haven't attained it. Yeah. It's hilarious. I'm more than aware of how many natural bodybuilders look better than I do, and they are definitely natural. I'm not here to tell you that they're not. So the fact is that you'd be surprised what you can attain once you start switching things up and you start getting open-minded with your training and your nutrition and all that sort of thing. So yeah, don't put too many limitations on yourself because you never know what you can achieve, But anyway, with this external rotation here, it not only makes the shoulder a little bit more stable because the infraspinatus wraps around the humerus, or wraps around the bone there in the shoulder, in the arm. It makes the joint tighter. It will also allow the pec and the lat to fire harder because they are internal rotators. And the whole system is based on balance, right? So if your external rotators are as strong as your internal rotators, then you will be more capable to push harder, and there's not as much of the instability effect, which takes away strength, right? Which is why when my delt got dislocated, it took a lot of my strength away because it created more of an unstable environment. So you have to counteract that with more strength in the stabilizer muscles. So I hope that helps, and thanks a lot for watching, and see you soon. Do it your way. Now you know my name, calling me in a drought. I came to Ridge in 215 and sorted it all out.